Yo, yo, yo. Sorry, y'all. Can you hear me now? Yo, yo, yo. Who wouldn't know? You can hear me now, Shell Baby? Okay. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. Sorry about that, y'all. I guess I can't play Ashley Bangfield either. What the hell, Bobby? Crazy work. Oh, I was about to be like, what the heck? Sorry, y'all. I got discombobbled. Let me get back on track. Hold on. Sorry about that. Thank you, Shell Baby, for saying something. Because it was playing back in the studio for me and Big M. But you were definitely, most definitely right. Thank you so much for saying something. I greatly appreciate you. Because me and Big M would have been sitting back here just watching, talking to ourselves. But I'm cool with that. But again, thank you so much. Let me get back on track. Let me get back together. Big M, did I drop the link? Alright, she'll be back up in here. Thank you again. Alright, I guess we can't play Ashley Bangfield, y'all. Damn. Crazy work. I don't know if I want to play Court TV, man. Oh, see, I ain't never got in trouble for playing them.
At this point, you're probably not avoiding therapy because of stigma. You're probably avoiding therapy because you've become very good at coping. So good that you stopped noticing how...
Pretty much, they were in the meeting room, I heard them dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone's in the room and she ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. I saw the guy. I just walked the door and I ran downstairs, but we don't know what's going on.
Just come here. There's two. Looks like fatalities.
I heard her scream and she ran downstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom and I heard her crying and I heard some guy say that you're going to be okay, I'm going to help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy and he was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black and like this mask that was just covering his forehead and his mouth.
Well, get into town. We've got a quadruple homicide.
Control conscious of 1122, King at 10, now over 58. 3170, what was the second unit going now? 40. Pretty happy. Multiple people on the phone tonight saying a roommate on scene is passed out, not waking up. Police they got drunk on scene to state something about a male being in the room with them. Trying to get for that. Come on, because I want to be around. Really copy that. 20 nearly, please commented, trying to get further.
Where's she at? Yep. Where's she at? Where's she at?
Yes.
Where at? Up here?
Up here. You got us all that someone, normal. I just came checking in and seems like this one. And I checked this into real and she's. And I didn't check them yet, but
I'm 13. Okay, get back.
I don't know if they're still in here or not. Really just in here. I grabbed the knife. They're like
1370. Okay, stay back there, please. Slow down. Just come here. There's two. Looks like fatalities. Dude. All right. Okay. Nobody's allowed to leave for now, okay? Just stay here for me, please.
Big M, we can't play Ashley Banfield either.
Yeah, see, we get about, yeah, see.
Yeah, I didn't get a strike, but they suspended it. They said nope. But yeah, I gotta say, I gotta learn more. It's crazy because I played Ashley Banfield before, so it's weird. But I guess whatever. Go watch it on Ashley's page or whatever news channel. I don't know. So, but I have never gotten in trouble for playing Law and Crime. I play them all the time. So let's try this one, y'all. Dang, they're getting pretty strict. Dang, you two. Let me get the new school book. Shit.
You know the... Okay. Here. Can you guys go over to the dumpster for me, please? Okay, let's clear it. Thanks for... It's over here.
Okay.
I'll just start down here. Police department.
Police department.
I feel like they're blacking it out because that's where all the gruesome, details can't be shown. Crazy. Let's listen to these stories from these girls, y'all, because again, her story did change. Remember, Big M? Her story did change. But again, she was drinking that night, y'all. She was drinking. But let's keep listening. Man, oh man. And again, this case, they put a gag order on this case. Nobody was talking about this. And he just, I think it was last year when he just got said no to the deal. And, no to trial and took the deal.
Moscow Police Department, if you're in here now, it's south. Roscoe Police Department.
Clear here. Going up.
There.
Police Department.
We're in third floor, coming up. We got another. Roscoe Police Department.
Dude.
Two. Now clear?
We're clear. Let me just secure the outside first.
Go
So.
to the front door.
Do you love to travel? How about making money? I have an opportunity for you that you're gonna love. Become an independent travel agent with
That's them arriving.
There's a bag.
Let me actually just keep watching for a minute before I say something.
I got in there. Shut it down in there. There's nothing else out there. Do you want me to go back there and start IDing people? Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start IDing all of them. It's a.
We're bleeping it out so we can't hear y'all. It's not me, it's them. Again, there's a gag order on this case. The family was not playing.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're good.
Hang in there, brother. Okay.
They tell you anything? They were just about like 4 when she worked in the main room.
This is one of the.
Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard the dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone was in the room and she ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. And then I saw the guy. I just locked the door and I ran downstairs.
Big M, hold on, we got a problem. I told y'all she changes her story. She said she saw a guy and ran upstairs and she was scared. What? And then no one called the police till the next day till 12 or 1. 8 hours later. Big M? Let's keep listening.
You got me on this one, okay? I ain't got nothing to say.
Oh, this one's fishy as fuck for real. Like, what is going on?
It is. I was saying yesterday, because she probably, she was drunk. She looked like she was a scary little girl. Look at her. She's like she's scary. She probably seen somebody, went to go hide, and probably was drunk and fell asleep.
I wouldn't have
I'm
been
going to go with that. I'm going to go with that Alpha 200.
Loose lip sync shift, baby girl. But again, these people got money, and you know what money does, y'all. But wow.
Yes. He stalked these girls though, but they prove he was stalking them, so
I know, but it's still fishy. So let's keep listening. Wow.
he was a creep.
Yeah, he definitely was a creep, but I wonder why he didn't do all of them. I mean, like, why did he unalive the boy when he was only upset, like he was really only obsessed with the one girl, his girlfriend. Like, why him? Or maybe because he was in the room with her. I don't know, but like, why not the whole house? And then this girl, I'm gonna run it back. Let's listen to her story now, and then we're gonna hear her story later on. Remember her story, y'all. I'm gonna run it back a couple seconds. They had to mute this part because they were telling them about the bodies, y'all.
Oh, thank you.
No, you're good.
Hang in there, brother. There.
Did they tell you anything? They were dressed by like 4 when we were in the main room.
This is one of the.
Pretty much they were in the main room. I heard them dancing and laughing. Kaylee went upstairs and she screamed because someone was in the room. She ran downstairs. And I kept calling her name and she wouldn't answer. And then I saw the guy. I threw up the door and I ran downstairs. But we don't know what's going on.
Can you come here with me, please? Break Fire 3170. Could you guys grab some blankets for all these people out here?
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Hell no.
Just come over here with me, please. Okay. Just give me 1 second, please. I'm gonna get your name and information. Just 1 second. We'll get you a blanket and stuff, alright? Thanks, guys. Yeah, that'd be good for now, and then maybe the big white blankets whenever you're moving on. Actually, you guys probably just
If you have SNAP or Medicaid, you may qualify for a free iPhone or Samsung plus up to 10 gigabytes of data. Apply online in just minutes. We'll ship it to you for free. Phone are limited, so visit
on these whenever. Is that ambulance on its way?
No, they yesterday.
Okay. We would like a blanket right now. It's temporary. Anybody like one for your feet to stand on? Okay. I'll let you. Thanks, man. Yeah, thanks. Yeah, if that ambulance shows up, that'd be great too. Grab some blankets. Yeah, 1 second, man. Let me just grab all your guys' info. They're warmer. Okay. I know she was barefoot, so I was hoping to get something for her, but thank you very much.
Let me ask y'all this. Does money matter when it comes to these cases in any state? Does money talk and bullshit walk? Let me make a poll.
Heck yeah!
Hecky yeah. Hecky yeah in my big
I couldn't grab
M.
my mouse fast enough to say that.
Hey, money talks, bullshit walks, y'all. That is just the way it goes, even in the judicial system. If you got money, you probably, and you know the right people, you know, that's just how the cookie crumbles. Shell Baby says, you already know the question to that. Yeah, I already know. I know. Yes. Thank you, Shell Baby. Thank you, Shell Baby. Hecky no. Am I big and boy?
Thanks, boss.
I want to ask y'all real quick, sorry. Remember that cheerleader who unalived in Kentucky, her baby? She was a cheerleader, Lexington, Kentucky. And remember, she was able to, in college, put the baby in the college and went to class. She was able to be bond out and go all the way to Cali because she had money. And I ain't heard no update on that case. Matter of fact, but probably another gag order. But let me go on mute. Man, these cases be different, real different. Yeah. Crazy work. But the law is the law, though. But who am I? I'm just yours truly.
Okay, what's your last name? And your first name? And your middle name? What's a good phone number to reach out? Okay, and is this your address?
Yes.
What's that address?
1122 King Road.
Is your driver's license right?
Yes.
Okay. How much have you seen in there?
No, I don't really know. I just saw my friend when I called because we were so scared. We're like, can you please come help us? And that's all I saw.
BetMGM Casino has the most exciting live.
No cap, y'all. This shit, this bleeping out is pissing me off, but I'm gonna try. I don't know how to understand this case when we can't even hear it. I mean, so if I change the video, don't mind me. We got limited options here on these gag order cases, y'all.
Dealer tables. So when you
That man right there, that helped show you around.
They did go in there.
Yeah, and that's when he told us he needed to call the cops.
Okay. Do you mind just waiting over there for me, please? Okay. Now I overheard you talking about last night.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, the more we know right now, the better. We can start this process.
Yeah.
Somebody will probably be revisiting this interview with you very soon. Again, okay? So you're probably going to have to retell the story quite a bit.
That's fine.
All right. What do you remember seeing? What started?
I remember I was in my room and I was trying to go to bed and I heard Kaylee, who ex-girlfriend, who also has a dog in her.
Real fast. Which one is your room?
Kaylee.
Which one is your room?
Oh.
What room are you in? You were in that room?
My room, not Xander's room. My room.
And your room is this one right here?
Next to the stairs. That one is Xander's room.
Second floor room.
Second floor.
Okay.
All I heard was I heard her go upstairs. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy.
And upstairs to the very top?
Yeah, that's where her room is.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream, and she ran upstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here, and she screamed and just ran downstairs. And I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. And then I heard someone in the bathroom, and I heard her crying, and I heard some guy say that you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door.
Wait, did y'all hear her slip up? Then I called and then I ran upstairs. Yeah. Baby girl, you went to sleep for 8 hours and you were that scared. I don't know if I would have been able to sleep after seeing that. My friend, and I don't know, girl. You got some splaining to do. How much that cost your parents?
For a second, and I saw this guy, and he was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black and this mask that was just covering his forehead and his mouth. And then I walked the door and I called, and I didn't know what to do.
This was at 4
4
this
a.m.
morning?
Yes.
Okay.
And so then I just ran down to
You left here?
Yeah, I left my room down to she's that one with the white blinds at the very bottom. I ran down there and we talked, and we just locked the door. We didn't think anything of it. We're like, nothing happens in Moscow, so we just tried to go to bed. And then we woke up, and it was weird because none of our roommates were up, and we called all of them.
And fishy, kanishi. I know this shit. This is a fishy one. I don't know. My gut I'm going with my gut every time from now on. And this girl, because again, she's gonna explain why she, lied, I guess, because she did. She's like, I just went to sleep. Do you all hear this girl? What?
We're not waking up, and so me and this is weird. So I called and to come over.
Hella weird. What you seen your room? You were scared when you went to sleep. You seen a man in all black in your house that is not supposed to be in there at 4 a.m, and you woke up and you don't. Yeah, it's pretty fucking weird. These people, babe. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be held against you. Unless you have money.
And then that's when all this happened.
Shell baby, man, I guess you're on the same page with me again. Do you think this shit's fishy? Shell baby says, why not call the police or the campus police? Your parents. Why? We heard she called their phones. Again, I don't know what type of friend. I don't want no friend like that around me. Check on me. Especially you see a man that you know ain't supposed to be in the crib with a man and all black. Please check on me. Crazy work. Let's keep listening, y'all. This is crazy work.
Who all lives here with you?
Me. That woman right there.
Okay. This is Santa?
Santa is the girl in there.
Is the girl that lives this one?
Yeah.
Okay. How do you spell her name?
Xana.
Do you know if she has a middle name?
Alexis, I think.
Do you know what her last name is?
Kernodal. K. I don't know how to spell it really. K. You know? R-N-O-D-L.
K-A-E-R.
K-E-R.
K-E-R.
N-O.
N-O.
L-E.
D-L-E? Okay.
X-A-N-A.
X-A-N-A. Okay.
Ethan, who's in there, he doesn't actually live here, but he's here almost all the time.
Ethan is a male that lives here, and
he doesn't actually live here. He's in the room with Xana, I believe.
He's in there right now.
But he doesn't live here, but he's here a lot. And then there's Maddie, Mogan, and Kaylee up top. I don't know where they're at though.
Maddie.
Mogan. Maddie Mogan and
Maddie Mogan.
Yeah.
And who?
Kaylee Goncalves. She's the girl that I was talking about, Kaylee, who I just heard her go upstairs and run back down the stairs.
Okay. And the guy that lives here, his name was what? He's usually here?
Ethan.
Ethan. And you knew he was here this morning?
No, I didn't know. I had no idea he was here.
Okay. Alright, describe the guy that you saw.
I don't think he was a little bit taller than me. And, I really see much of him, but I'm almost positive he's wearing a full black outfit. And he had this mask that was just over his forehead and over his mouth, and he didn't say anything to me, like, at all. I just shut the door and locked it, because I didn't know what to do. And I think he went out, like, the side door, the sliding door in the kitchen that goes out to the backyard.
Okay.
And then...
Do you think that you guys will eventually talk one day and getting that straightened out?
I mean...
I didn't know anything else, so I called, and I was like, I just need to come downstairs and find you because I don't know where anyone else is. And I called Maddie, I called Dana.
Yeah, Shell Baby, I'm rocking with you, dog. I call me Scary Berry, Cherry Nary, whatever you want.
I'm pleading the fifth. I see y'all up there. I don't got nothing to say. That's why I ain't say nothing. Okay.
It's okay. I be wrong all the time, Big
Yeah, okay. I get with y'all. Okay, she sound a little suspect after I'm listening to it. She was.
Just wait till you hear her. Wait, okay, again, I can't wait to show y'all. This is her very first talk, and then wait till you hear her story next. It is not the same. They got her together. The parents paid, and they said, "You better not."
Well, I mean, you seen, yeah, she dropped the bar.
Yeah, I don't know why. Again,
I don't know who made like that.
Yeah, I can't. Please, I don't want no friend like that around me for sure. And for two, like, I would be. I don't know, like, I know she's up. Why? I would be devastated. I'm watching her body language. You know, I always watch people's body language because, again, I'm just only human, and I don't understand. Like today on Facebook, I don't know how this happened, but y'all know I'm a widow. I found a video of me and my first wife's wedding. I'm like, how the fuck would I find this? And I started to watch it, and I had to stop because I was bawling my eyes out, and I could not go any further because I heard her voice. It was the first time I heard her voice in 10 years. It fucked me up. So I can't imagine how this is supposed to be your best friends, and you seen them like that, and now you know they're not only unresponsive, they're gone, and I would be I don't know, I'd be devastated. I would be devastated. I would not be able to stand right now if I was her, or I would be so devastated. That's just me though, and I'm a sissy. I'm very sensitive.
And it could have been you. It could have been me too. So yeah, I think I would have been. Let's roll the clip.
Yeah, let's roll.
I ain't gonna say nothing else.
Yeah, let's keep listening before we put our foot in our mouth, because I be doing that too all the time. But again, this is crazy. That's why I don't got a lot of friends. I'll tell you that, and I'm cool with it.
Kaylee, no answer.
Okay. All right. For Zeno, do you know how old she is?
She's 20.
Is she in a sorority house?
Yeah, not anymore.
Okay. She's a student at UVI?
Yes.
It's so easy to become a podcaster with Riverside. First, go to Riverside and open an account.
Hello.
Hey, y'all, the main point was I wanted y'all to hear, because I wanted to show y'all how fishy this case was how her story, it's a fishy story. Now, let's see what happens here. And then right there, we're going to play that first one right there. That's old girl we heard from in the beginning, and we're going to hear from her at the end. That Law Talk video right there, you see? Her story, by golly, y'all, it has changed. And she's got a lot of justification for her lies. So let's keep listening. Dun, 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 dun.
I'd like to start by thanking the court for allowing me the time and opportunity to speak today. My name is Olivia, and I'm the big sister of Kaylee Gonzalez, and I was blessed to love Madison Mogan as a sister too. I'm not here.
Shell Baby says she's crying like her dog is missing, not her friends have been unalive. That part. And these are your like you're in college, like y'all y'all grew up together, and like I don't know, it wasn't like they just met on Craigslist or some shit, like this is deep. Like, I don't know. Again, but everybody does grieve different. So again, after this, we're gonna hear from that friend who is crying like her dog's missing, not like her friends have been unalived. Wait till you hear this one, Shell Baby. So let's hear. This is a sister of one of the victims, and she tells Brian how pathetic he is.
Here today to speak in grief. I'm here to speak in truth. Because the truth is, my sister Kaylee and her best friend Maddie were not yours to take. They were not yours to study, to stalk, or to silence. They were two pieces of a whole, the perfect yin and yang. They are everything that you could never be. Loved, accepted, vibrant, accomplished, brave, and powerful. Because the truth about Kaylee and Maddie is they would have been kind to you. If you had approached them in their everyday lives, they would have given you directions, thanked you for the compliment, or awkwardly giggled to make your own words less uncomfortable for you. In a world that rejected you, they would have shown mercy. Because the truth is, I'm angry. Every day I'm angry. I'm left shouting at the inside of my own head everything I wish I could say to you. The truth about me is when I heard the news, I didn't cry. I listened for them. I promised them I would, that I would fight for them, that I would show up no matter what it cost me. I swore I'd never let them feel alone. Because you see, I've always been their heavyweight. I've always been the one to fight the battles they didn't feel ready to fight themselves. All it ever took was a call, and they knew I would handle it for them, no matter the time, no matter the cost. They could wave their white flag because they knew I would never back down, not for them, and not even death could change that. Somewhere along the line, I started to think about what I would say to them if I was given just one last chance. If I could gather enough heartbreak or love or sacrifice or whatever it took to get just one message across, what would I say? Throughout this entire process, I've written my feelings down at every moment, my wishes, my love, my denial, my anger. And as one final act of love, I'd planned to read these thoughts, even jarring and discombobulating and not even making sense. Because for me, that was true love. As bare and as naked as it could be, not laced in pretty words or dressed for the occasion, but written through bleary eyes at 2 a.m. with clenched fists, angry at this reality. My true final act of love was to continue on without them, for them. That dream to read aloud my love to them, to bring meaning through pain, was the latest blow in realizing you don't deserve it. And Kaylee and Maddie don't need it. Kaylee and Maddie have always known my love, and they would never ask me to prove it by further victimizing myself to a defendant who has shown no guilt, no remorse, no apprehension. They would say to me,
Taxes was feeling unwelcome. Now taxes?
why would you give the satisfaction of showing vulnerability now? You promised you would never back down. And for that clarity, I'm thankful. I won't stand here and give you what you want. I won't offer you tears. I won't offer you trembling. Disappointments like you thrive on pain, on fear, and on the illusion of power. And I won't feed your beast. Instead, I will call you what you are. Sociopath, psychopath, murderer. I will ask the questions that reverberate violently in my own head, so loudly that I can't think straight most any day. Some of these might be familiar, so sit up straight when I talk to you. How was your life right before you murdered me?
That bitch says sit up straight while I talk to you. Let her cook. I'm telling. That's what I'm talking about. That's how you address them. She said sit up straight. Do you think he listened though? No. Look at him, man.
Heck, you know.
Heck, you know. Like, let's just look at him for a minute. Like, what? I don't know, y'all. Does Idaho have the chair?
Yeah, they ain't give it to him.
Oh, yeah, because he took the plea. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going on mute.
My sisters. Did you prepare for the crime before leaving your apartment? Please detail what you were thinking and feeling at this time. Why did you choose my sisters? Before making your move, did you approach my sisters? Detail what you were thinking and feeling. Before leaving their home, is there anything else you did? How does it feel to know the only thing you failed more miserably at than being a murderer is trying to be a rapper? Did you recently start shaving or manually pulling out your eyebrows? Why November 13th? Did you truly think your Amazon...
What is she talking about? I'm so confused. He was trying to be a rapper? I'm going to have to go, after we end this, I'm going to have to go deep dive this one, because what? He don't look like no rapper to me. He don't look like no unaliver either, though, y'all. But let's keep letting her cook. Go ahead and cook, girl. Tell us. Tell us how you really feel.
Purchase was untraceable because you used a gift card? How do you find it enjoyable to stargaze with such a severe case of visual snow? Where is the murder weapon? The clothes you wore that night? What did you bring into the house with you?
They need, in my opinion, hold on, what's her name? Let me see. They need to talk to Blondie, the roommate that changed her story a few different times. Talk to Blondie. I think she has a lot of answers.
What was the second weapon you used on Kaylee? What were Kaylee's last words? Please describe in detail the level of anxiety you must have felt when you heard the Bearcat pull up to your family home on December 30th, 2022. Which do you regret more? Returning to the crime scene 5 hours later, or never, ever going back to Moscow, not even once, after stalking them there for months? If you were really smart, do you think you'd be here?
Yeah, like this one really has me confused because yeah, he did. He took off. He everything that he does is like gives guilt, but the evidence, the forensics, y'all, it just. And then the girl's story, I don't know, G. What if that's a robot? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how. Where are the clothes? But he took off. They found his ass and they extradited him back to Idaho. They surely did. And she's taunting him. She's taunting that motherfucker. She said, please tell me every detail. I wonder how he's not twitching. He's just sitting there like he is a robot, literally.
Right now? What's it like needing this much attention?
So, y'all, the top 2 squares are live. You can barely see the sister, but I can see him. He's blinking and shit, but he's not even shaking. He's not moving. Nothing. It doesn't even look like he's like gulping, but he's just sitting there. He is blinking. But the top 2 are live, and then the bottom 2 are pictures.
Just to feel real. You're terrified of being ordinary, aren't you? Do you feel anything at all? Or are you exactly what you always feared? Nothing. If you're so powerful, then why are you still hiding, defendant? You see, I'm here today as me. But who are you? Let's try to take off your mask and see. You didn't create.
Oh, I'm watching his body language. I think he's getting a little pissed off, y'all. He's blinking a little faster. Oh, yeah, she's taunting this dude. Will he rage out? Will he crash out?
Devastation. You revealed it in yourself. And that darkness you carry, that emptiness, you'll sit with it long after this is over. That is your sentence. And it was written on the wall long before you ever pled guilty. You didn't win. You just exposed yourself as the coward you are. You're a delusional, pathetic, hypochondriac loser who thought you were so much smarter than everybody else. Constantly scolding, turning your nose up to grammar mistakes, nitpicking and criticizing others. You wanted.
Like, let's take a second to just talk about this. I know. It's like, how was he such a creep? And like that college, Washington State, that's why they're getting sued like a motherfucker. Like, you had 12 stories, 12 incident reports. And what? This is America in my Child Gambino voice. Wow.
So badly to be different, to be special, to be better, to be deep, to be mysterious. You found yourself thinking you were better than everyone else, and you thought you could figure out the human psyche and see through it, all while tweaked out on heroin. Lurking in the shadows made you feel powerful because no one ever paid you any attention in the light. You thought you were exceptional.
What? Oh, hecky nah, y'all. This one is so fishy. What? Let me roll the clip. What the fuck?
She getting on his shit. She trying to push his buttons.
Yeah, but it's like, he's not giving. He was like a genius. I'm sorry, but, Heron, ain't no way in hell he was functioning like that out here. I'm sorry, y'all. We can play a couple clips, but I don't know. What? The fuck? A heroin addict almost committed the perfect crime. He didn't fumble a piece of evidence and what? Make it make sense. Man.
All because of a grade on a paper. You thought you were elite because your online IQ test from 2010 told you so. All of that effort just to seem important. It's desperate. There is a name for your condition, though. Your inflated ego just didn't allow you to see it. Wannabe. You act like no one could ever understand your mind, but the truth is you're basic. You're a textbook case of insecurity disguised as control. Your patterns are predictable. Your motives are shallow. You are not profound. You're pathetic. You aren't special or deep, not mysterious or exceptional. Don't ever get it twisted again. No one is scared of you today. No one is intimidated by you. No one is impressed by you. No one thinks that you are important. You orchestrated this like you thought you were God. Now look at you, begging a courtroom for scraps.
By golly, no she didn't just say that. I told y'all, if you see a motherfucker out here that thinks they're above the program, you better get away from him. Get away. That is a red flag. Knees to chest. But again, I'm no Dr. Phil or Oprah. So, just my opinion though. No one's above the program.
You spent months preparing, and still all it took was my sister in a sheath. You work so hard to seem dangerous, but real control doesn't have to prove itself. The truth is, the scariest part about you is how painfully average you turned out to be. The truth is, you're as dumb as they come. Stupid, clumsy, slow.
Dang, she's really trying to get him. He is unbothered, but damn, girl, chill, bro. She is not playing with Mr. Brian. Hey, all she made him do was blink a little faster. I promise y'all, this dude didn't even twitch. He just started blinking faster. Wow. She's really trying, though. Let's go ahead and listen to the Blondie. Let's hear what she had to say, months after her first statement, y'all. Let's see. And then me and Big M are going to talk about it. I'm just kidding.
I tried a ton of AI work tools. Then I tried Monday.
Dylan, just take your time, all right?
So dramatic. Oh, she wasn't crying like that right when she's, man. Pay attention. All right. Why didn't we see none of that action? I mean, it seems like you would be a little bit stronger now. But it seems like you're, I don't know, just my opinion. It's the theatrics for me, y'all. Wow.
Sorry. Thank you, Your Honor. What happened that night changed everything. Because of him, for beautiful, genuine, compassionate people were taking.
Where was that energy when you was talking to the po-po? I don't know. Everybody agrees different. But again, I'm watching both of them, and this dude is just, he don't move. Why don't he, like, he don't have to scratch his head or nothing. He's just blinking, y'all. Maybe it's the hair on.
From this world for no reason. He didn't just take their lives. He took the light that carried it into every room. He took away how they made everyone feel safe, loved, and full of joy. He took away the ability for me to tell them that I love them and that I'm so proud of them. He took away who they were becoming and the futures they were going to have. He took away birthdays, graduations, celebrations, and all the memories that we were supposed to make. All of it is gone. And all the people who loved them are just left to carry that weight forever. He didn't just take them from the world. He took them from me, my friends, my people who felt like my home, the people I looked up to and adored more than anyone. He took away my ability to trust the world around me. What he did shattered me.
Hold on, y'all, because I need y'all to have a little more insight on Blondie, because she is definitely, she's crying because she's guilty. Those aren't real tears. Let me show y'all. So 4 months ago, and listen, It says it says Brian Kohlberger wants surviving roommate to testify for defense. And then he takes a plea? So, this one says Brian Kohlberger crime scene body footage raises new question about surviving roommate's story.
At Michigan Auto Law, it's
Let's
not
listen
about
up.
the awards. But we did win Best Lawyers in America, like several times. Sorry. We don't do it for the honors. Best.
The Brian Kohlberger case has had some extraordinary reveals in the past week, including the body cam.
Showed up at the King Road house right after they got called. 911 got called by, you recall, it was the friend of the surviving roommate. The surviving roommates were Bethany Funk and Dylan Mortensen. They called a friend. He came over with his other friend, and they discovered the bodies and got the two girls out. And then the cops showed up wearing body cam. And for the first time, we see one of the main people in this case, Dylan Mortensen, who's the only one who laid eyes on the killer, who we now know as Brian Kohlberger by his own admission. Moments after he committed the murders, he was walking out of their house and she opened her bedroom door for, I think, the fourth time and laid eyes right on him. And he kept going. But she was the one who said he had bushy eyebrows and described his build.
Girl, like Shell Baby said, bye. What? 4 times? Oh yeah, she was white girl wasted, y'all. It was the liquor. What the fuck? And then if it was dark and he had a mask on, how could she describe his eyebrows? Y'all, wait a minute. This is really fucked up. Remember, money can't buy you love, but it can buy you out of a sentence. Man, this is so messed up. And for her to have the nerve to get up there and cry them fake tears, my stomach's turning about Dylan, Blondie. But again, we're all different. I'm trying to give her the benefit of the doubt, but she's making it really hard, y'all.
And that he was wearing some sort of a mask. So here she is on camera, and then she did not call the cops for another 8 hours, which became very controversial. Here she is on camera talking to the cops in SOT 33.
What do you remember seeing? What started?
I remember I was in my room and I was trying to go to bed and I heard Kaylee, who ex-girlfriend. All I heard was I heard her go upstairs. Like, okay, I'm gonna go to sleep now because she's going upstairs.
And you heard who go upstairs?
Kaylee and the dog Murphy. And then all of a sudden I heard her walking up. I heard her scream and she ran upstairs because she saw someone. That's what I'm pretty sure she said. Someone's here and she screamed and just.
Man, say what? This is America. Doo-doo. This is America.
Ran downstairs and I called for her name, but I jumped up and locked my door because I was so scared. I heard someone in the bathroom and I heard her crying and I heard some guy say that you're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you. And I kept calling her name, but she wasn't answering. And then I opened the door for a second and I saw this guy and he was not insanely tall, but he was wearing all black and like this mask that was just covering his forehead and his mouth. And I locked the door and I called and I didn't know what to do.
This was at 4
a.m. Yes.
Okay.
And so then I just ran down.
You left here?
I left my room down to she's that one with the white blinds at the very bottom. Okay. I ran down there and we talked and we just locked the door. We didn't think anything of it. We're like, nothing happens in Moscow, so we just tried to go to bed. And then we woke up and it was weird because none of our roommates were up and we called all of them. They were not waking up. And so me and this is weird. So I called and come over and then that's when all this happened.
Again, where is that? Where we seen where she's about to give her victim statement and she can barely breathe. You're talking real fast, girl. I could barely understand you. You're talking like me. Big M, is it still fishy? It's getting fishier and fishier.
Phil Holloway, the thing that jumped out at me in that was how much more aware she was of the danger than we were led to believe by the police affidavit, which made it sound like frozen shock phase upon seeing someone in the house, then kind of went catatonic for 8 hours, then called police. I'm not blaming Dylan Mortensen, to be clear. This
like her verbiage. She said catatonic. Right, I feel you, Blondie, on the screen. I'm with you. Make it the fuck make sense. I wonder if her parents work for the police.
poor girl's been through hell. But it was shocking to me to see how fearful she was the whole time and yet didn't call cops until noon the next day, and the murders and the encounter happened right after 4 a.m.
Yeah, that video and the others are, some of the most gut-wrenching body camera videos that I've ever seen in my practice. And I'm sure that both Mark's here as well as you, Megan, none of us are strangers to looking at police body camera video, but this stuff is so compelling because
Shell Baby, ding, 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 ding. That's what I've always asked. Shell Baby says, but why didn't he do anything to her? She's the only one who survived. Very great insight. I've always asked that question from the beginning of this case. Crazy work. Why did only she survive? And she's seen him 4 times. That means if she's seen his eyebrows, he's seen her eyebrows. And if he was he went all this schooling and studying and all this shit, why would he leave a surviving victim that he knows saw him? This is, again, so fucking fishy. Swept under the rug. Crazy work. Crazy work in Idaho where the potatoes grow.
Because it illustrates the just enormous sadness of the whole case. And for anyone who's been living under a rock until this afternoon, what we now know, of course, is that Brian Kohberger's defense team, they're the ones that made a plea offer to the prosecutor to take the death penalty off the table in exchange for a guilty plea. And of course, the prosecutor accepted Kohberger's offer, and that's where we are. No wonder he pled guilty, because he knew that when a jury saw that and some of the other very compelling stuff, they would have the emotional reaction that I know I'm having, and I think most people who have a soul have when they see this kind of thing. And it just illustrates how, the utter evilness of the case. And I keep going back, and I hate to beat a dead horse. I keep going back to why is the death penalty off the table?
But I don't know. Again, I don't blame Dylan Mortensen even one bit for this crime or anything.
I like you, Blondie. She's like, wait a minute, let's go back to this. I'm with you, Blondie. Dylan, can I borrow some money? Shit. What? Fishy all day.
They were not savable. The 4 victims were not savable. If she had called 911, 5 minutes after, it doesn't seem like they would have been saved. They were so extremely attacked and brutalized. But it is at odds somewhat, Garagos, with what we read in the police affidavit. Like, I can't kind of get past the disparity.
Well, it's a really good point, but it also, I think, clarifies and amplifies something that I've always argued in a different context. There is no playbook. There is no way that you can say people should react. You can have now you can look at this after the fact, and you can.
Again, don't hang around me, please. If you don't know how to react, if you hear some fucking noise and me screaming, and someone in a mask in the crib, don't get the fuck from around me. You get the fuck out of here, dude. Quit, Blondie. You're onto some shit.
Say she was shell shocked, or they didn't understand. And when the enormity of it kind of clicked, that then there was that emotional reaction. That's always been when people point to somebody, and I've been on the receiving end of a client who didn't act right. My retort is, I don't know how you're supposed to act. I don't know what was going through their minds at the point and how they had.
But again, we all have fucking common sense, bro. It ain't called shell shock, it's called common sense.
Grappled with it, and it works for virtually everybody. Nobody reacts the same way to any same stimuli.
You refer there to Scott Peterson, I assume, because we've discussed that. And I know
I was not thinking that, Megan, but.
You mean to tell me everybody reacts different to when we should call the popo to help our roommates? Okay. I got you, dog. I heard you. I'm okay.
Okay.
But
it also applies to him, I think you'd say.
I knew you would default to that.
Okay, wait. I want to show you another clip, and then I'll bring you in, Eiglarsh. Here is more of the police interviewing Dylan Mortensen in SOT 35.
I heard her scream and run as fast as she could downstairs, and she said someone's here. And then I heard Murphy.
She screamed, she ran, and said someone's here. Oh yeah, you cannot fucking hang out with me, Dylan. Hell no, you can't. No way. I don't care how much money you got.
Barking a lot.
Okay.
And then I heard her going to I think it was the bathroom, and I remember her sobbing, and I just remember hearing this guy's voice, and I didn't recognize saying, "You're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you," but it wasn't like.
Oh my, yeah. Corruption in Idaho. Alert, corruption in Idaho. Girl, bye. I'm not coming off mute for a minute, y'all. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm gonna just let it roll. Man, by golly. Idaho, where the potatoes grow. Corruption everywhere. Let me run it back so I can hear it. Let me see. Hold on, Shell Baby. And I will answer your question. The best of my ability.
And I heard her going to I think it was the bathroom, and I remember her sobbing, and I just remember hearing this guy's voice, and I didn't recognize saying, "You're gonna be okay, I'm gonna help you," but it wasn't like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it wasn't in a nice way, it was a weird way, a weird tone. So then
she said, so that she heard an unfamiliar voice after she seen her friend scream and run up the stairs and say, "Someone's here." And he, in an unfamiliar voice, weirdly said, "It's gonna be okay." What? Shell-shocked, I guess. Real shell-shocked. I am very shell-shocked right now. Mouth on the ground.
opened up the door to look, and that's when I saw the guy pass by. He looked at me, but he didn't come towards me or say anything, which was really confusing to me. I don't understand that. And I'm pretty sure he went out the side door. And then I called and said she thought maybe there was a fire or like a firework. We didn't know. She heard this loud noise and there was a light, I guess. And that's when I called. And
I said I was gonna stop, but I can't. You called your friend. And we're gonna look at the text messages she sent, y'all. I think I don't know. What? Why wouldn't you call your mom or your dad or someone and be like, is this abnormal? I'm always asking, am I sounding okay? Or like, what you called? Who's the friend? Where the potatoes grow, y'all.
told her, I need to come to your room because she was the only one that was answering me. So I just ran down there, and for a second I stopped and I saw Xana passed out, and I thought maybe she was just like sleeping or something. I didn't think anything because I was so out of it. And I went into the room and we just fell asleep.
Life is beautiful and fragile. We fall. We fall hard. We get tired. And sometimes we get sick. But
Okay, so there's a lot in there, Mark Eiglarsh, including she heard screaming. She heard one of her roommates scream. She heard sobbing. She saw that there was a strange man in the home wearing a mask. She called the other roommate. They blank out the name there, but she's saying Bethany, the other surviving roommate. She called her. She was scared enough. She called the other surviving roommate.
I put my foot in my mouth. There was another surviving room. Oh my goodness. So she called the other surviving roommate. They talked and then went to sleep with all the confusion. What? Let's keep listening.
Roommate who said, maybe I thought I saw like a firework inside. And then she saw Xana down post-attack. She said she thought she was passed out, or that Dylan was out of it. I guess I just don't, I still wrestle with how could you hear your roommates screaming and sobbing and see one down and not call soon?
Let's go, Blondie on the screen. You rocking with me and I'm rocking with you. She cannot get over the fact about Dylan and now Bethany. I'm Dylan and Bethany. God don't like ugly, and karma is real. Wow, I didn't know the call. I'm like, I just said it. Who did she call? By golly, the roommate across the hall, y'all. Oh, wow.
Sooner. I'm not blaming. I just genuinely am searching.
Megan, okay. So first, I agree with Phil. This would have been a compelling witness if this went to trial, and who knows what would have happened there. But
all three of them. Oh wait, they're all. He's like, wait a minute. Yeah. Nah. Don't shut her up. Keep talking. Okay. Because I don't like the way they're treating her because she's telling the truth. We're gonna go to another video. Shelby says, there was a strange man in the house. She heard screaming. Then she and her friend passed out. She thought nothing of it. This is insane. Oh yeah, and then she woke up and they're like, this is weird. Why is so-and-so? Man, Shell baby. Very insane. Crazy work.
Why I get triggered when someone gives me unsolicited advice. When I was younger, it came.
Hey guys, thanks so much for checking out my podcast. I really appreciate the support. Ellen was sitting in an aunt who she's very close. I discussed in this episode with a psychologist, how does someone like Dylan overcome this? And there's lessons in this that all of us can learn from. So
I don't know, Big M, if you could, and Shell Baby, I don't know, they really think, they believe Dylan. What? Money talks, bullshit walks. At its finest, right here. Get the fuck out of here.
Thanks so much for checking out this episode of Brian and Team Investigates. Hey guys, I'm going to play for you my interview with Dylan Mortenson's aunt, who she's very close to, in a minute, and she'll have an update on how Dylan is doing. And the courtroom, the victim impacts Dylan was sitting in front of them, and you could tell she was very emotional, even before she went up there. I mean, it was obviously a struggle for her to be there, and I mean, I got emotional several times during the victim impact statements, but especially during Dylan's, just because you could.
Man, she's got me over here whittling. What? I'm questioning her right now. I'm wiggling so hard. And Bethany, why didn't we hear from Bethany? Huh? How come we didn't hear Why didn't we hear from Bethany? I wonder.
Could feel how hard it was for her and the strength that it took for her to get up there. And so when it was her turn, she stood up, she walked up by herself. She took a moment to sort of compose herself because you could tell that she was uncontrollable to create it. At the sentencing, I mean, the strength that it took was, there are really no words.
I'm going on mute.
Just tell me a little bit about your goal with the GoFundMe, why you decided to create it.
Yeah. Dylan, just watching her go through this experience, I mean, it's been 2.5 years. Just watching her put one foot in front of the other. She's been cooperating with law enforcement. She's been just trying to heal and just trying to process everything. And now she has a new reality. She has a new life she has to figure out. And it's a lot. It's a lot of change. It's a lot of healing, and it's a lot of unknown for Dylan. So my sister and I created this GoFundMe to support her. A lot of people have asked how they can help. They've asked what they can do to support Dylan. Friends, family, strangers. It's incredible. But we created this to help her, support her to build her life back. And we feel like she's going to, her new life is going to require a relocation, probably very extensive long-term trauma therapy, security, privacy measures, all of that. So we created it to help Dylan get back on her feet and to help her have some space to heal.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, as an aunt, you must be really, the world is proud of her, but you must be, as an aunt, you must be really proud of her.
Yeah, there's no words. Dylan's incredible. I'm very lucky to be Dylan's aunt. She's amazing.
Well, hopefully we'll get the word out. And like I said, I think our heart goes out to your family. Our heart goes out to Dylan. There's so much.
The podcast support podcast.
What's the problem?
Zoom just makes my podcast sound like it was recorded at the bottom of a well.
I used to get that.
Lots of flexing muscles, selfies, half clothed, like that. There's numerous instances of that on his phone.
Brian Kohberger was obsessed with his appearance, and now we're seeing that up close from a trove of selfies from his phone. BK's fantasy life, it's on full display before and after he murdered 4 University of Idaho students. Some of these images are going to shock you. Plus, we see some of what he was searching online when it came to serial killers and the murder case. We're going to show all of it to you. To hide 4 young people. He had to leave that in my heart of hearts. He, Nodal, and Ethan Chapin. That photo was posted to Instagram less than 12 hours before their lives were stolen. So let's start with a look at what the FBI and Celebrate found on Kohberger's phone before the murders in 2022. This first selfie is from June 25th of 2022. Kohberger is not smiling, but looking directly at the camera. This would have been right as he was arriving in Washington from Pennsylvania. From the looks of it, he's outside and near people. Knowing what we know about him now, it comes as a little bit of a shock that he's taking photos of himself in public. It sounded like he was a bit of an introvert. Then we see his first car selfie. It's the middle of the summer, and Kohberger is probably taking advantage of his break from school and enjoying the beautiful weather in Washington. So the next day, he's out by the water and appearing to be a little more comfortable in front of the camera. On June 30th, he's all dressed up and he takes a few photos before getting a bite to eat at a restaurant. Kohberger doesn't take his next selfie until about a week later, and by the looks of it, He's in his apartment bathroom. Later that day, he heads out for a hike.
I'm gonna have nightmares, y'all. Like, what is their point? Like, are they trying to show us, like, a demon went into him or something? That's when the demon went in him or some shit? Is that her point? Because I thought he'd been out here stalking.
This is about 4 months before the murders. This next collection of photos is Kohberger outside at night, appearing sweaty, wearing activewear and earbuds. It's safe to assume
that is not a defect. That is exactly how the picture is shown on their crime fix anxiety. What? How do you know he's sweating? I can't tell if he's sweating in that picture. But okay. Okay.
he was probably on a late night walk or run, something he did often. He stops to pose with a statue of his school's.
How can we compare those two pictures, folks? Okay.
Mascot, the cougar. Now, this next collection of photos, it's kind of peculiar. He appears to be posing with a sheet from a notebook, several times with random letters, even some with his name and birthday. But then the photos get a little more interesting on July 19th. I cover a lot of pretty scary stories here on Crime Fix, and if it's taught me anything, it's the new incognito baseball game. He's taking more selfies in public. For an awkward guy, he seems to be really trying to put himself out there and participate in social events. The move west was likely Kohberger's chance to remake himself and try to fit in, the start of his new life as he tries to become Professor Kohberger. Or was it all a facade? In August, Kohberger took a few trips before school gets back into session. Kohberger's confidence appears to radiate on top of a mountain, and he has a little photo shoot. He stays on top of that mountain until the evening, capturing a few more selfies before the sun goes down. Kohberger makes it down safe from the mountain and likely grabs a bite to eat. Then he takes a photo of a back-to-school shopping trip. He poses with another notebook sheet on August 17th, but then we get a first-hand look at Kohberger's self-obsession. The next series of photos seem to be him trying to capture images of the back of his head, possibly a haircut. Here's another nighttime selfie. Kohberger takes 2 photos of his fist through the mirror in his bathroom. And honestly, it comes as a surprise to see the streaks on his mirror, given how much of a clean freak he is supposed to be. On October 23rd, Kohberger took 2 photos in his bathroom at his apartment in Pullman, Washington, right in front of the shower. Notice there is a shower curtain there. In one, he's staring straight ahead. Another is taken from a different angle. 5 days before the murders, Kohberger may have gotten a haircut. He takes a few photos of the back of his head. Then the photos, of course, jump ahead to November 13th, the day that changed everything in so many ways for so many people. We all know the infamous thumbs up selfie. We've seen it before, but this is a much clearer image than the one that we had previously seen. This was taken just before 10:30 that morning, after he returned from a second trip to Moscow. Note the Band-Aid on his left ring finger. Could this have been from an injury that he suffered during the homicides? Only he knows. But also look at his hands and knuckles. They appear to be red and white at the tips from apparent scrubbing. He's been described as a germaphobe, but was he actually trying to scrub away the evidence?
Okay, but how would there be no evidence in the car? Again, fishy as fuck.
Evidence of what he had done. The rest of these photos were all taken in the weeks after the homicides. Some of these photos are candid, where Kohberger isn't even looking at the camera or appearing camera ready. They are screen grabs from videos recorded from his phone. Some of the faces he's making, it makes you wonder what he was trying to capture or why. In this next series of photos, we can see that Kohberger is in his Washington State University hoodie, and some of these selfies were in his home, and he's trying out a few different looks. Now, most of the photos seem to be inside of his home, but he did venture out to other locations like his car. What is significant about these black hoodie photos? Investigators found a cached image from a show about Ted Bundy that Kohberger had watched and saved from YouTube. That person on the thumbnail is wearing a hoodie, and it says Ted on it. Ted Bundy killed dozens of women from coast to coast, but was caught in Florida after killing sorority sisters at the Chi Omega House at Florida State University in Tallahassee. Now, shortly after those selfies, we know that he traveled back home to Pennsylvania with his father. With that in mind, it's safe to assume the next set of photos were most likely taken in his parents' home. It's important to note because now the photos are more posed. Could that indicate that he might be feeling more confident or safe in his childhood home?
That looks like the same bathroom to me. What? Do you see the shower curtain? What? Oh, I'm no law student, by golly, but...
Because the first shirtless selfie after the murders was just on December 20th, 3 days later, he takes a few more in his kitchen. Some of these photos we have seen before. Kohberger in a black hoodie and beanie that he may have purchased at Walmart in Pullman before the murders. But there are a few that we haven't seen, including these taken on Christmas Day, one in a bathroom. This full-length selfie gives us a glimpse into the home where he spent his teen years. And Kohberger posed with his family dog. Following his arrest, he was very concerned about his dog and his parents and how they were doing. After Christmas, he takes a few photos holding his hair back, again testing out different smiles and different looks. We didn't know it before, but this was the last selfie that Kohberger took before he was arrested. He may have had no idea what was coming the following day.
I'm sorry, y'all. I know this is really off topic, but I want to say happy birthday to a king. MLK. It's after midnight, y'all. It's a king's birthday today. Don't forget to remember Martin Luther King Jr., who had a dream. And you see what happens when you have a dream. Oh yeah, I got a story to later. We gonna cover up what I think they did to Martin. Good old Martin. Dang. I wish I was wearing my Martin Luther King sweater. I'm gonna have to go put it on, y'all. Happy birthday to a king. And I find it ironic, you know, really, why is his birthday always gotta be, like, his birthday changes every year. I guess he's I don't know. it's got to be all. It always has to land on the certain Monday of January, like Thanksgiving. But that's not how birthdays work. But again, we gonna cover him later on, and cause it's past midnight. But happy birthday to a king. May he rest in peace.
But we know that he was definitely getting paranoid. I'll have more on that later. What's interesting is that he took 2 photos prior to this. This was most likely directly before the last photo. But then he took this one, the same jacket without the hood, a day earlier. Now, Celebrate, I mentioned earlier, is a firm that employs top experts from around the world in digital forensics. They analyze electronics and testify at trials. I spoke with Heather Barnhart and Jared Barnhart last month about their work analyzing Kohberger's devices and everything they found on them.
It was just really bizarre behavior. And then there were also, Jared, do you remember all of I saw the show or movie American Psycho just a few times, and how much the guy loved himself and would take selfies in the mirror and how clean he would want to be and just examining his body. He seemed to do those same types of things.
Yeah, lots of like flexing muscles, selfies, half clothed, like that. There's numerous instances of that on his phone. There was also he spent a lot of time on Reddit, and especially post-crime. There's tons of history of him looking into like the Idaho murders on Reddit. And that's actually another thing that stood out, is this wasn't just someone who was like, hey, I'm interested in the case. He was going and downloading the Moscow press releases to his device. Like, not just taking a look at what the news said, but like almost like saving everything that they populated. There was a Reddit post that it appears that he made based on his emails, where he was looking for ex-cons to participate in some study, and people were like emailing him. And ultimately, you see Reddit suspends him, which I think was, at time of arrest and notification to the world. But there was also a really interesting sort of pattern of things where he read something on the news that said, police still looking for Hyundai Elantra, white in color, this year to this year, make and model. Within minutes, he searches for a car detailing place and then starts to shop for used cars. So it was almost like, I realized that they know my car. I have to get rid of it and get something different. So like, again, does a normal person look to clean their car before they sell it? Sure. Right. But all of these things adding up, it really paints a picture.
Now, some believe that these.
Sorry, y'all. Shell Baby says, I'm listening to the speech. Shell Baby says, I believe they do it so people are able, to have the day off. Why they choose a Monday, that I'm not sure. Yeah, the way they did the king, again, may he rest in peace. Let's remember Martin Luther King, who said, I have a dream in 1968, April of 1968. Martin Luther King stood at that podium and said, I have a dream. Man, oh man. We need a Martin Luther King, y'all. The glory. The people, we the people. What a great speech. It was a great speech.
Murders were sexually motivated, and maybe Kohberger was targeting one of the girls in the King Road home. The serial killers that Kohberger was obsessed with, specifically Ted Bundy, typically sexually assaulted their victims. And the searches for pornography on Kohberger's phone point to the homicides being sexually motivated, even if a sexual assault wasn't committed at the house on King Road. And to be clear, there was no sexual assault actually committed, but that doesn't mean that this crime did not have a sexual motive. What was Brian Kohberger searching related to pornography?
Yeah, so to not be too graphic with it, the consistent nature of the searches were non-consensual sex acts.
But why didn't he assault anybody sexually then? Like, what? I feel like they're really trying to paint a picture here, y'all. They really are really trying to paint a picture here, in my opinion. Just my opinion. What? We're almost done.
Which, I don't know what normal would be, but it stood out to me I've done investigations for years and tons of mobile device extraction analysis. And seeing pornography is not weird. Seeing what someone is interested in is not weird. But the fact that this person had non-consensual, specifically only that, not one other thing that was a consensual sex act. They were all like aggressive or drugged.
Or sleeping.
Voyeurism. It was all consistently non-consensual things.
And was this before?
Again, I smell fishy, fishy, fishy. Dylan and Bethany, what do you got going on? What? Again, just my opinion. Crazy work, y'all. Crazy story. I don't know about Dylan and I don't know about their two friends, Dylan and Bethany. That's just me though, y'all. We're gonna end it right after this though.
Present to you Dr. Martin Luther King, Jr. I am happy to join with you today in what will go down in history as the greatest demonstration for freedom in the history of our nation. Five score years ago, a great American in whose symbolic shadow we stand today signed the Emancipation Proclamation. This momentous decree came as a great beacon light of hope to millions of Negro slaves who had been seared in the flames of withering injustice. It came as a joyous daybreak to end the long night of their captivity. But 100 years later, the Negro still is not free. 100 years later, the life of the Negro is still sadly crippled by the manacles of segregation and the chains of discrimination. 100 years later, the Negro lives on a lonely island of poverty. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia, sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will they be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that one day, even the state of Mississippi, a state sweltering with the heat of injustice, sweltering with the heat of oppression, will be transformed into an oasis of freedom and justice. I have a dream. My 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. I have a dream today.
Yo, even Martin Luther King said we cannot seat integrity. We can't. You can't put color on integrity. You can't. Salute to a king.
I have a dream that one day, down in Alabama, with its vicious racists, with its governor having his lips dripping with the words of interposition and nullification. One day right there in Alabama, little black boys and black girls will be able to join hands with little white boys and white girls as sisters and brothers. I have a dream today.
Man, this shit's giving me the chills, y'all. This is very, man, history. I'm getting the chills.
Exalted. And every hill and mountain shall be made low, the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together. This is our hope. This is the faith that I go back to the South with. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into a beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. This will be the day when all of God's children be able to sing with new meaning, my country, tears of thee. Sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. And if America is to be a great nation, this must become true. And so let freedom ring. From the prodigious hilltops of New Hampshire, let freedom ring.
So that's where Orange Man got that saying, let's make America great again. Wow.
From the mighty mountains of New York, let freedom ring from the heightening Alleghenies of Pennsylvania. Let freedom ring from the snow-capped Rockies of Colorado. Let freedom ring from the curvaceous slopes of California. But not only that, let freedom ring from Stone Mountain of Georgia. Let freedom ring from Lookout Mountain of Tennessee. Let freedom ring from every hill and molehill of Mississippi, from every mountainside. Let freedom ring when it happens. When we allow freedom ring, when we let it ring from every village and every hamlet, from every state and every city, we will be able to speed up that day when all of God's children, black men and white men, Jews and Gentiles, Protestants and Catholics, will be able to join hands and sing in the words of the old Negro spiritual, free at last, thank God Almighty, we are free at last.
Wow, so powerful. Yes, that was his final speech, y'all. May he rest in peace. So we're going to end it like we always do, y'all. Good old Winnie the Poohski, you know. You're smarter than you think. You're braver than you believe. and you're stronger than you seem, you know? I feel it in my soul every time. Remember, y'all, it's all love over here. It's all love over here. And y'all be real smooth with it, cool with it, and true with it. And remember, try to remember the words of a king, Martin Luther King Jr. today. The powerful message. We all heard it, but I don't know when we're going to start understanding it. We can hear it every year, but until we understand, and damn, that shit's so deep. We're covering Martin Luther King first time when we come back, Big M. Yeah, today's a good day.
Okay.
So we when we come back, we're gonna hey, Big M, did you ever hear about the conspiracy about Dr. Martin Luther King?
Of course.
Yeah, we're covering it because, you know, this is what I always say. Martin Luther King had a group of people. You know that saying that they say the loudest in the room and all that? Back then, those people all like were loud and meant it and could be together. That was the last time, I think. And they took him out. They took him out because he was bringing people truly together. That is so powerful. They didn't want change, and he almost was trying to make change, and they took him out. They took a real one out. So again, if you're really real out here, you're gonna stand out. You're gonna stand out. Everybody's gonna be against you. Yeah, it's crazy work. You're not gonna have a huge crowd like Martin Luther King today. You're not. It's gonna be very small if you're a real one. Today, that's just my opinion. Shell Baby says good night. Good night, Shell Baby. Blessings to you too. But yeah, y'all be smooth with it, cool with it, true with it. You know, we'll be back, Jack. Big M.
Peace.
In my Big M voice, peace, y'all. Remember Martin Luther King Jr. today. Be smooth.